In keeping with our theme, A Single Garment of Destiny, what individual or groups did you work with to help keep alive the dream of Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.?
So I think the single garment of destiny is about our interconnectedness to one another, and that actions or inactions that each of us take impact one another. And I also think it's about partnership, that none of us can do what we do by ourselves. It means we move together. And the work that I've done has been, as I've said, primarily in education and public education. And I've worked both in a large school district, so Portland Public Schools, but also in a number of nonprofits. So I was part of building the first youth service center here in Portland that later became a whole system of youth service centers. That was when I was in college, so I was a young person myself. I was a youth advocate at that time. I later worked at a nonprofit in Boston, Thompson Island Education Center, in partnership with Boston Public Schools. And then I ran an alternative ed program here in Portland for 23 years that I loved. I loved it. And it really was with students who had not found their niche in public schools. And part of what we were able to do is help people find their niche and where they fit and nurture their passions. And what would make me really excited is hearing a young person talk about when something starts to click, when it starts to work, when you start finding your spot and start making things happen for yourself. It inspires me, and that's what gives me energy.
What advice would you give to young people as they face a new hostile environment because of race, color, national origin, and other concerns?
I think my biggest one is don't let yourself be isolated. Figure out if you're feeling something, it's likely somebody else is feeling similarly. Find those people. I think look for adults who can potentially be mentors, people who you feel like you have some connection to, and build relationships with them before you need them. Find other students that you feel connected to and be connected, build relationship there, feel like that you are building community so that you are not standing alone. I think that's probably the biggest thing I would say is important, is don't ever believe that you're by yourself, that you're alone. And don't believe it can't happen to you. I think that's the other thing, is that get connected. The other one I'd say is find a group or an organization whose work you believe in, that you get connected to and feel like you're able to channel your belief in that way through action, so that you feel empowered, you feel like you've got an avenue to act and to make a difference. But those also become your community. And so I think in all those ways, you find people who believe in you, and that you are able to, in whatever moment, amplify one another's voice, stand for one another, and be a support in moments where you've got something happening that you need to stand up for. So that's probably what I would say.